I don't think that that's true. Prove me wrong, but if you've been in jail for 10 years or 15 years, what do you have to give up? How can you cooperate at this point in time?
But going back to the BMF thing, I have to admit, and I feel like there may be a little pullback on when it comes to the subject from you, because I know you don't want to get nobody hurt. But there's been talks, and there's been talks for a long time, especially recently. Again, this keeps coming up about BMF members like Blue Da Vinci, Big Meech, Southwest T, being cooperators or snitches, and that's how they got out of their situation.
Yeah, I never heard that. I don't know if I would hear that at this stage of the game. The DEA agent I used to deal with, he's retired. I know the agent who had the case actually just did the BMF show, so maybe he'll talk about it. The documentary anyway. So, yeah. But I don't know. I never heard that. Talk is cheap. What are they going to cooperate in jail on? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see that as being true. They've been revisiting a lot of cases from that era, and I don't think those guys have a lot of violence in them other than what normally goes on in the drug trafficking, business. So, they never had the reputation of being bad guys per se, but obviously if you got that kind of money, you're surrounded by guys who can protect you. But never heard that they were the kind of guys that were extorting from people or whatever. So I don't think that that's true. Prove me wrong, but if you've been in jail for 10 years or 15 years, what do you have to give up? How can you cooperate at this point in time? So I think those guys all went to trial. I don't know if they took a plea or not. My memory is sketchy on that, but yeah, I never heard that. So
I'm just.
No, I know. I think I saw something online about that too, but I don't.
Yeah, because as of recent, Blue Da Vinci has gone on a platform and has accused, I believe, Big Meech of cooperating or snitching. So, and I think he's set to be released not so long from now.
Yeah, but I think some of them are coming out. I don't know. Isn't one of the brothers coming out? Meech or his brother Terry?
Terry has been out.
He's been out. Okay.
And they accuse also him because of his release, and accuse him of being a snitch.
Who are they going to give up? And if, you know what I mean? If they were going to give up anybody, they were going to give up a source of supply or wherever. Where's the paperwork?
Well, here's the thing. I think we both know that there's two kind of snitches. There's two kind of cooperators. There's paperwork, and some are down low or on the, I guess, what do you call them? Off the books. Yes or no? But that is true.
There's no such thing really as off the books, because in order for you to be an informant, you have to be assigned up with a police department or a federal law enforcement agency or a district attorney's office or a federal prosecutor's office. There is a paper trail, but there are things that are, there are people that are protected who have cooperation agreements, but at sentencing, they get credit for their cooperation. So did Meech and all get a 20-year sentence and then all of a sudden have 5 years taken off? I don't
Maybe
I don't
they
think
cooperated inside and gave up information, which
you would see
early release.
You would see it though. You would see the reduction in the sentence. You know what I mean? There would be something like, there's a thing called a Rule 35, and that's a post-conviction cooperation agreement. And what can happen is, and I did a Rule 35 once where a guy who we had in jail said, hey, listen, I know where this guy who murdered somebody is. He's hiding in the DR, and here he is. So sure enough, we got him out of the DR. Then he was like, hey, I know where there's 100 kilos. It's in this house in Queens, and these guys are going to show up on a Saturday to take it out. And we intercepted that load. So we went to the judge and said, he got a cooperation agreement, and you sentenced him to 15 years in jail. He just gave us this. Can you do anything for him? And the judge took like 10 years off his sentence. So if he got a Rule 35, you would know about it. There's a court hearing, You can't hide stuff like that. There's no super secret court that hides that stuff. Like, if you get a reduction, it's going to show. You know what I mean? So maybe people misconstrue sometimes things, or maybe whatever, or maybe I'm wrong. But you know what I mean? There's no, like, people think there's some super secret underworld and whatever. Judges and the Department of Justice and judges and all, they're separate. You know, the U.S. court system is separate from the FBI, separate from law enforcement. And when you bring something to them, if you have something that documents need to be sealed or to protect people, whatever, there's a procedure of doing that. But if you cooperate, there's no secret way of sentencing people or whatever. There's court documents that can be searched for that. So if he cooperated in the beginning, and I never heard of it. So I think I would have known too.
Yeah.
Because I knew all the guys like Bob Bell and the guys who ran the case. I think I would have known that. You know?